Welcome. It's Debrup on Air. I'm your host Debrup Laha, and this is The International Lens, where we dive into the real life stories of international students in the US. I have been in your shoes, earning both my bachelor's and master's degrees here, and now I'm working full time in the States. This podcast series is for you, whether you're already studying in the US or just planning to. Every week, I'll bring you conversations with students from all over the world, sharing their journeys, challenges, and triumphs. My mission? It's to give you the insights and inspirations you need as you carve your own path in the US. So, whether you're dreaming of studying here or already on your journey, this podcast is your ultimate guide. Tune in and let's make your American adventure one to remember. Computer science, AI, ML are some of the great buzzwords in the modern day. And I was getting a lot of requests from a lot of international students to bring in some guests who are recent graduates or current students of computer science. So here we are. Today we have Mr. Srijan Biswas, who's a recent graduate from Stevens Institute of Technology. He did his master's in computer science. Hi, Srijan. How are you?
Hi there, Brooke. Pleasure to be here, and thank you for having me. I'm not really recent; it's been like a couple of years now, but yeah, time flies by. But yeah, I did do my master's from Stevens in computer science, and I'm working since then.
True. The reason I introduced as a recent grad is because I graduated about 8 years back now, or 7 years. So for compared to me, you're still a recent grad.
See that makes sense. All right.
So tell us a little bit about your background, about your educational history.
So I did my bachelor's in computer science in India from Jadavpur University, and then I worked for a couple of years, and then the COVID pandemic hit, and when the pandemic got a little bit lesser, then I came here to the US for my master's, which was in August of 2021. And then I did my master's. I finished in like 3 semesters,
Yeah,
so it took like about a year and like a few months. Yeah, and then I did my internship, and so I got my full-time offer from the company where I did my internship, and yeah, since then I've been working here.
great. So we'll dive more into your career progression. But before that, just a couple of steps back, you said after your bachelor's, then COVID hit, and after that, you came for your master's. In between, did you work anywhere in India or did you come directly after your bachelor's?
Yeah, I worked for like 2 years. So my first job was at Reliance Industries in which was in Navi Mumbai. I worked there for about 6 months, and then I worked at a startup for about a year and a half, and then I moved here.
Makes sense. And when you were pursuing that full-time role in India, in the startup especially, did it help you gain any extra skills which you used during your master's?
Yeah, for sure. So in startup, it was very fast paced, and your work directly impacted the company. So yeah, I was able to closely follow up on the function of the company, and my work directly impacted the um, the functioning of the company, and so that did help me gain more insights into how things work, and yeah, gain more problem solving skills.
Makes sense. And what was your role in that company?
I was a software developer, so that company was called Speaker Systems. So they were into 5G networking, Bluetooth, and all that stuff. So I had to work in Python, Golang, and some UI stuff as well, like using Angular.
Okay.
And so yeah, it was a multi-cloud environment, so where we used Kubernetes and create a multi-cloud system. So like we used AWS, IBM Cloud, and another cloud hosting service, so that to create load balancers, so that we just don't depend on one platforms. So we take like processing from each of the services to create one's whole system.
Makes sense. So it was a real life industrial experience. Definitely, I believe it was one of your best experience before you came to the US because it was also your first job after graduation, I believe.
No, it was my second job, but yeah, I mean the learning curve was pretty high out there.
Makes sense. So fast forward after that, you came to the US, but quickly tell us a little bit about the application process for your master's degree program. Were there any specific things you want to touch base or any specific challenges you faced, or was there anybody who helped you during the process?
Um, Actually, during the COVID, I was feeling like I need to take my career a step further, so I decided to take this step to like pursue my studies abroad. I was looking at US mostly, and so I did some research about the colleges and the prospects out here. And I think I applied to like six colleges, and
Okay,
yeah, I got selected in two, and then I joined Stevens Institute of Technology in New Jersey. And yeah, the process involved like first I gave the exams of GRE and TOEFL.
okay,
Um, yeah, which wasn't too difficult for me. So TOEFL, it's like you keep above 90 or 95, it's pretty decent enough. And yeah, I got that. And GRE, yeah, I had to brush up on the topics and give some mock exams.
makes
And
sense.
then it was not too difficult.
Okay,
Then I had to prepare the statement of purpose. So I believe I looked at some references, but then to just to get an idea of like how it should look like, and then I drafted it myself. And for the letter of recommendations, so I try to keep like two professional and two from my past college professors.
so you had four letter of recommendations, two from your professional world, which were from your
Yeah.
two employment places, and a couple of them were from your undergraduate university.
Yeah, I stayed in touch with my some of my colleagues and asked them
Okay.
to like refer. And yeah, of course the professors as well, they have been very helpful.
So one key thing to note here is that even if you graduate and start working, you should always keep some rapport with your previous professors so that later in your life you decide to pursue your studies or for any other references, you always need to reach out to them.
Yes, that's true. Like I had good connection with one of the professors because I did some research work under him.
Mhm.
But another professor, we just got close during the class. So and yeah, it was still okay to reach out, and he helped me out.
Makes sense. Just curious, what made you choose Stevens? Was it New York City, close proximity to New York, or was it the academics, or what exactly?
Yeah, actually, both of them. So Stevens is a really good college, and it's very close to New York City. And yeah, the views are great as well from there of the city. And I looked about the college and the reviews. They also look pretty good to me. That's why I chose. And also, I wanted to be based around the East Coast, especially New York City. So yeah, it's like that's why Stevens was for me.
Makes sense. So are you still in the New York area or have you relocated?
Um, yeah, before I was in New Jersey when I was studying at Stevens, but now I'm more in New York. Like I'm living in New York now.
Okay, that's great to hear. So before we get into the more career perspective, I want to know a little bit about New York. Tell us a little bit about the life in New York. What can a student do? Is it only for the rich people or can everybody live there and can have a good life?
Oh no, it's for everyone. There's very super ultra rich, and there's like middle class. There's lower income groups. There's a place for everyone. And yeah, there's different neighborhoods and different apartments you can choose where based on the space. So if you're okay with the tiny apartment, you can get away with like paying less, or else you might have to pitch in extra. But yeah, it's pretty expensive compared to the rest of the US, I guess.
And pretty fast-paced life as well, right?
Yes, for sure. And yeah, it's very busy, especially the place where I live. It's like it's always very noisy, which is fun because I guess when you're young, you might wanna spend a few years here. If you wanna live here forever, that's up to the person to decide. So yeah, I'm loving it right now here. There's tons of things to do, and there's lots of good restaurants. There's lots of good shows going on, and yeah, there's. I mean, if you want to hang out or do something, you can always find something around you.
Nice. And what's your favorite cuisine in New York?
Huh. I've been liking Chinese cuisine for a while, and closely followed by Mexican. And
Mhm.
of course, nothing beats the home cuisine, like biryani. And but I feel like yeah, they do a pretty good job of making the Indian cuisine, but nothing beats the taste of home. So
Makes sense. And what
I've
about
been
the
also
pizza?
trying like other cuisines as well, just to see like what's around, because I feel like the whole world is in New York, and I guess you can try like each and everything, like each and every country's cuisine.
Makes sense. And do you like the pizza as well? The New York style famous pizza?
Oh yeah, thin crust pizza, yes.
Makes sense. And how's the weather?
Oh, right now it's very gloomy outside, but it's usually decent. The winters get pretty cold, and yeah, this year it's been super cold, and like it's been snowing like almost every other day. But last year wasn't too bad, and the year before that. But this year, due to some Arctic freeze, there's like a crazy amount of cold and snow. But otherwise, I love it. But if you don't wanna deal with the cold, you can like go to like Florida or California or Texas. But yeah, I'm fine with it. Snow does look pretty.
Snow does look pretty. I think the after effect of snow is where you need to clean and it freezes and it gets slippery. That's probably the most difficult part.
Yeah, I almost fell a few times, but
Okay.
I didn't end up falling, so that's good. But yeah, it does cause a lot of problems. But I feel like the management in New York is pretty good. They clean out the snow like almost after it's done.
Okay,
Like surrounding areas, they can be a little distracting.
great. Glad that you share your experience about New York. Hopefully, everybody is going to learn a few things from you about life in New York.
Ah,
Uh,
for sure. I could go on and on, but like I can't say everything in this one video. But yeah, there's so much stories I can share.
yeah, I hope more students reach out to you via LinkedIn or Instagram if they want to know about life in New York.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm always there.
Okay, so now coming back to the academia sector, um, a little bit, I want to know a little bit about the coursework you did in Stevens and were there any specific courses or any projects which stood out and helped in your career progression?
Hmm. Um. So the courses I took were pretty basic, and some with some advanced courses, of course, like with AI. But most of it, I feel like I had done it in my bachelor's. It was just a little bit more upgrade, but I feel like the course structure is a little bit better here because you get to do a lot more projects, and it's a bit more practical than theoretical. Of course, there's theory as well, and the assignments and the courseworks feel a bit more interesting. And it's not just one exam which determines your grades. It's like a gradual thing. Which is good because you can make up along the whole semester. Though there's a final exam, but the assignments are also worth a lot.
Makes sense. And at the beginning, you mentioned that you're currently working in the same company where you had interned, right?
Mhm.
So did the course projects help you a little bit to get that internship, or did you highlight those courses in your resume in any way?
Yes, I did. Like data structures, algorithm, databases, like Java and programming, C++, all that. I had put that on my resume and the courses I took. When I was trying to apply for jobs, I was looking for like both software engineering and AI ML roles since I had taken all those classes. But since this role was for software engineering, I try to focus more on the software part. So I removed a bit of the AI part to keep it more relevant to the job. Um, the coding experience did help a lot. Like I had to prepare using lead code, and I used HackerRank as well.
Okay.
And so yeah, the problem solving skills do come to test, along with some of the the interview prep courses you take, like sorting, searching, all those kinds of algorithms. And yeah, their comparisons, and they give you like some problem, and you have to determine which one would fit best. So yeah, that helped a lot. And yeah, so I would say the course did help pretty much in getting my job.
Makes sense. And you also mentioned that you had your resume was more geared towards software engineering. So did you have multiple resumes for multiple jobs?
So what I did was, I would read about the job description. Let's say, if they had focus on like Java, I would try to keep like a few more Java projects, because I had done quite a few projects, like including the work and also some of my personal projects. So not all would fit on my resume. So I would try to tailor it towards the job application. So if it required Java, I would put like a little bit more Java and try to remove, let's say, like which is least further away from Java. Let's say like AI/ML, like I would try to keep only one line of that or something. And yeah, for other stuff like AI/ML, I would try to keep more of that and remove some of the, like like web development projects. So yeah, that's how I try to tailor my resume towards the job description.
Makes sense. So it's important to have personalized resumes catered towards the role that you're applying and not just have one generic resume that you apply to all jobs, probably because the competition is very intense, right? So you need to have something special in your resume for every job application.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Makes sense. And tell us a little bit about the internship application process. What are the different things you did? Anything special? Any key
Oh
tips?
my God. Yeah, that was a really crazy time, and so I did apply to a lot of companies, like around 400, I guess. It was like a mobile game for me. Like I would just open my phone and just apply when I'm waiting for the bus or train or something. And yeah, it's like
So apply
but
on the
good
go.
thing is that, yeah, the good thing is that there's tons of jobs available. So it's like you just have to fit in somewhere. So yeah, eventually I got selected in a couple of companies, and then I chose my current company, Cantor Fitzgerald.
Okay. What does your current company do?
Oh, it's a good question. So my current company is in finance right now. So they do a lot of trading, and they act as a brokerage for New York Stock Exchange for other companies to buy or sell. And also we are into like equities, fixed income, real estate. I don't know, it's options trading. Yeah,
Okay.
they're very diversified.
So it's more in the financial sector. And did you
Yes.
need to take
No,
any?
it's fully in the financial sector. Real estate is just gotten new.
Okay, makes sense. And did you need to take anything, any extra certifications or courses to get into the hang of finance, or you just
Uh,
did everything during your internship?
Not really, because my job was as a software engineer. So
Okay,
yeah, they just look for your problem solving and coding skills. And but as you start working, you learn more about finance and different terms, and yeah, you get more acquainted with the business.
I see. Glad that you shared this experience. That a software engineer who had his degree from computer science can also work in the financial company, and all you need to have is problem solving and coding skills.
Yeah, it's true. Like software engineers can work anywhere, I guess. Like I remember I in applied for internship at Madison Square Garden, just like an
Okay.
entertainment venue. So yeah, I made it till the last round, but then I didn't make it through. So yeah, there's like all kinds of companies who need software engineers.
Okay. And are you currently on an OPT or are you currently on an H-1B visa?
So I moved from OPT to H1B visa last year. So last year I got selected for H1B. So yeah, I just fresh new on H1B right now.
Okay. Congrats on the H-1B selection. It's a
Thank
lottery.
you.
So,
Yeah, thank you.
and so coming back to that question about job application, so not all companies sponsor for H-1Bs, right? So
Yeah,
did
yeah.
you do anything extra to like customize your job selection or job application selection so that you apply only to companies which were sponsoring H-1Bs?
Um, it's usually written on the job description that hey, sponsorship is available or not,
Okay.
or else if it's like a small company and it's hard to understand, you just apply and try to ask them like, hey, are you sponsoring or not? But yeah,
Okay.
many companies do sponsor, some do not, like especially like government. Like I saw like the companies which work with the government, like Lockheed Martin or Raytheon, like the weapons manufacturing company, they do not sponsor since it's like more discreet. And some other companies as well, like they do not sponsor, but yeah, tons other do.
I see. Thanks for letting us know that. And what are your
Sure.
plans for this summer? I guess you're working full time, so I won't be asking you if you're interning, but any special plans for this summer?
The summer. Yeah, I can't wait till it gets summer. It's very cold right now. um no specific plans yet. I guess I'll keep on working and see how the work's like, and I don't know, maybe switch or not. And yeah, I would love to travel for sure because it's too cold right now to travel. So yeah, I'll see how it looks like.
Anywhere did you travel recently or in the last couple of years which you can recommend to students?
Oh, that's probably my favorite question. I did go to Utah and Arizona last year, and also a little bit of Vegas. And so yeah, it was a group tour, and we just started and ended at Vegas. And yeah, we camped, we hiked. It was very fun, and yeah, I would highly recommend. The landscape is very unique, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So you do love hiking and exercise.
Yes, yes, that's one of my things. Yeah, I try to like stay active and try to play sports on weekends. And yeah, hiking is good when the weather permits.
Okay. So you do hiking, you play sports during the weekend, and
Yes.
you're having a full-time job of 40 hours or more per week. How do you balance everything?
Um, yeah, I guess there's always like stuff which can't be under your control. But yeah, you just uh, persevere and try your best.
Perseverance, very important term that you mentioned here. I think patience and perseverance are two key things to note here. Quickly coming back to your experience. So since you're coming from a CS background, do you suggest any special skills that prospective students should have before they come for their graduate studies, whether they come for a master's or PhD? Any special skills they should get before they come here?
Um, I would say just coding, like see, try if you can like solve the coding problems, like it's like 100 problems, 200 problem sets, which are tailored for like most companies interview. And yeah, that does help a lot. And like language, let's say C++, Java or Python, like you can learn it later and just see how the syntax works. But the
Okay,
most important part is the logic, so you know how to code.
makes sense. Okay. And did you do any certifications as such when you were pursuing your master's or bachelor's back in India?
Certifications, no, not really. I just watch YouTube videos.
So YouTube is, do you suggest any like YouTuber who students can probably focus on their free time to just learn a few things?
um you can just search on YouTube and there's lots of good channels, but I don't think I remember any specific channel that stood out to me. All were pretty good. And also the website geeksforgeeks.org helped me a lot. Like they have really good coding questions, and it's like very useful for students.
Okay, so throughout this conversation, I heard coding a lot of times. So I believe coding, learning some coding languages as well as practicing lead code is definitely a
Yes,
point to
yes.
be successful as a computer science grad in the US.
Yes, just speak any language and just start coding. And then when you get an idea of how code works, then you can like start with other language. But there's some basics as well which you want to learn, like like a little bit of Linux and Java, C++, C. So those are basic. And so if you're moving from a different course to CS, I would highly recommend taking those classes because those are very important.
Makes sense.
But I guess some students take them in high school as well, Java classes, so that can also help if you had already taken them. But or else I would highly recommend taking them because there are certain data structures or like libraries in each programming language which you can use, and it's good to know about them.
Okay. And it's going to be fall 2025 soon. And I believe the students will be coming in huge batches for all the universities, including Stevens. So let's say if any student wants some guidance, will you be able to guide them in any way if they reach out to you via LinkedIn?
Yeah, for sure. I'm always happy to help unless I'm super busy or something, but eventually I'll always respond. So yeah, feel free to message me if you have any questions.
Thank you very much for that. What other suggestions do you want to give to a student who's coming for the first time to the US, majoring in computer science, but without any job experience?
Hmm. I would say it's just be confident, be assertive, and just study hard. And yeah, I guess everything will fall in place. And yeah, always don't be shy to seek out for help. And yeah, just keep persevering, I feel.
Okay. And were there any seniors who helped you when you were doing your master's in the US?
Yeah, a guy named Debrup Laha.
Apart from that,
Um, yeah, there was a PhD guy who was helping me, and he made me establish connection with a professor. And yeah, I did take some like research project under the professor.
okay. So you reached out to a PhD student and that person helped you connect with the professor and eventually you took up a research project under the professor.
Yeah, but it's like the research student and I were on the same class, so that did help. But yeah, he was of course a senior to me.
But so networking is the key again, right? Always need to
Yes,
reach out.
yes. Yes, there's also tons of networking events around the city. So if you're looking to expand your network and look for like people in the same boat as you, or like connect with more senior people, maybe potential recruiters, you can always go to those events as well.
Okay. And how good are the career fairs in the US? Did you attend any career fairs?
Yeah, I did attend, and they were virtual. Yeah, they do connect you to representatives of the company, and you learn about the company. And yeah, you can just drop in your resume and hope for the best. But I didn't have much success from interview career fairs. I think I got like only one interview. Yeah, but yeah, the best way to apply is through LinkedIn and Handshake. I mean, at least that's what worked for me. That's how I got the most interview calls.
So ultimately, irrespective of whether you attend career fairs and talk to recruiters, eventually you do need to apply online formally to submit the application.
Yeah, yeah, it's not like you can get job directly through career fair. It's just you can get seen through the career fair. Like the recruiters will see you, and
Okay.
then even but ultimately you have to apply through the job portal.
So the career fairs are more like some info sessions where,
Yes.
okay, good to know that because a lot of students who are coming from different countries in their home countries, there's campusing happening, and in career fairs, they directly get the job. So that's not the case in
That's
the
not the
US.
case here. Yeah.
Okay. So you need to keep striving hard and you need to keep applying and applying. And you said you applied to 400 different companies
Yes.
and you used to apply everywhere. Like when you were on the subway, when you were on the train, you were walking and you just used to apply.
Yeah, yeah. It's
And
like
you,
scrolling social media. Like now you scroll Instagram. That for that time I was just it's open the phone and yeah, apply. But I couldn't apply to like large applications. Only like the ones which were easy apply on like LinkedIn or Handshake. But yeah, for like larger applications which needed more information, yeah, I had to come home and use a laptop.
makes sense. And did it get hectic at any time or did you feel demoralized or anything at
Oh
any
yeah,
time?
I did but thankfully I got the job, the internship in time, and yeah,
Okay.
then it was fine. Yeah.
Ultimately, you need that one offer, right?
Yeah,
To
just need one company. Yeah.
So it's not like, okay, you're applying to 400, you need to get at least 200 offers. It's not the case. You apply to as many, all that you need is one offer to get started in your career.
Yes, true. But yeah, I mean, few offers like helps and boosts your confidence that yeah, hey, I can get like many companies. But yeah, ultimately, you'll be working at only one.
Makes sense. And so the key thing here is to keep applying. Don't be demotivated because ultimately you need that one offer.
Yes, yes.
Cool. Any concluding comments as we are coming towards the end of this episode?
Oh, yeah, I would recommend all international students to just work hard. Also, enjoy life here. Don't forget to enjoy. It's life is not like a yeah, it's a little bit of a rat race, I would say, but it's way more beyond that. Like, yeah, explore the city or the place we are living, like go on trips, make friends. Those are important as well. But yeah, also like don't get too carried away by them, and keep an eye on your grades and your problem solving skills, and see how you stand out in the job market.
Makes sense. Okay. Thank you very much for your insights today, Srijan. It was a pleasure talking with you.
Likewise, there, bro. Thank you for having me.
And I learned a lot about different coding terminologies you mentioned, technical terms, which I'm not fully familiar with, but I'm pretty sure that prospective CS students will definitely gain some insights from this. And hopefully they'll reach out to you for more help.
Sure, sure, I'm there if there's any help needed.
Great. Thank you for your time again and hope you have
Yeah,
a
Brooke,
great
have
day.
a lovely Sunday.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, bye.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in. Got questions or suggestions? Drop me an email at daybrouponair@gmail.com. Catch you in the next episode. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.